good, except we cannot see KO just yet. That is why you are not seeing KO just yet. So 1-0 for Insight in a best of 3 to send Brimstone packing. 2 shoo-in spots to Summer Champs on the line here. We're going to figure out who that is today. Now we get to see it in map 2. The pistol round comes on through. It's Brimstone Gaming to mount their attack first, and this was very potent on bind. We'll see if it stays true here on Ascent. That Owl drone spots one out towards tree, spots another on the site, and the door being closed. So 3 over towards the A site, and maybe where you've got that spike's a pretty good place to have it out towards B. As the switch has been hit, the door has been closed. They're gonna have to start to chip away at that one. It's gonna be all up to Pix here to try and stop the push. Frenzy in hand, damage down onto 1, looking for some more. Unfortunately, taking quite a bit himself. It's Strafe to close it out. Brimstone Gaming, they assume the site with all 5 still standing, and the classic from Fletcher goes off. 2 kills. Leave it down to Babu here with 5 players in front. A very spooky spot to be. Brimstone looking to grab the pistol.
I was watching that lurk the whole time, but there was no crouch walking there, no shift walking. They were just running straight through. Did not expect Fletcher to be around the corner there, and it was easy cleanup. Once again, Brimstone on their attacking half, just doing so much. They actually start by sending out their duelist straight through into mid, and they almost wind up dying. But I love how smart this is, because they send the Phoenix in first, and Reach takes quite a bit of damage, but you see him then drop the hot hands to help heal up after that, because obviously Raze can't do that. So able to like build up that health and then open up the site so that the rest of the team can get on and plant the spike. Beautifully executed there. And then again, having someone on flank watch, a super important part of any map, really. And when you don't have that Cypher to play flank watch, it's really cool that you're kind of using that Astra as well, because once the stars are down, they can kind of hold some closer angles and wait for an opportunity to actually use them.
Stack up towards A main. Pistol round here from Sheriff, the anti-eco for Brimstone. A lot of respect given from both of these teams on rounds like this, where they know that there could be some cheese stuff. They know that that shorty has been decreased in price, 50 credits. So maybe somebody's going to be wielding that one. And I don't believe we saw that. So the Owl drone can spot out. Spots 1 out just outside, or gets inside of the A side. 1 coming around the corner, gets spotted as well. Dynamic. Gonna find the first with the paint shells. That's Shen to go down. Nice curveball there from Reach. Now trying to start or finish what he started with the Spectre there with the Frenzy. That spike slowly bringing it up towards the A site, but everything all cleared out. Once more leaves 5 standing for Brimstone and only 2 for Insight.
Reach and Dynamic are terrifying on this duo here. They're doing so much to just get in onto site. And again, I mentioned, you know, having the Phoenix flashes available. Yes, he does kind of have to edge out a little bit to send the curveball around the corner, but still managing to get that value because consistently being backed up by Dynamic. So they managed to get 2 or 3 kills on their way into site. And Insight, 2 players left alive to try to make something happen here. Oh, it's going to be tough.
Yep, Platinum slowly creeping up too. So Dink's in a bad spot. Platinum does get backstabbed there by Picked, so the war continues. Most importantly, not only is that an eco round that's picked up the way Brimstone, they take a little bit of damage, but if you're not going to keep your weapon economy, right, if you're going to have a couple of players die, at the very least, you'll love to have 4 kills swing the way of your Phoenix, because now coming into the bonus, that run it back is online. And with the Spectre, run it back, run and gun, I mean, it all bodes well right now for Brimstone.
Yeah, I mean, especially because you can kind of run through a ton of utility on with the run it back, and it won't really do anything. So if like a gravity well comes out, you can just run straight through it, and you'll take all the damage in your run it back form. But once you get back, you're all Gucci. We actually see that quite often with things like nano swarms as well. So if they run into something like that, if for whatever reason Insight don't hear the run it back, or they don't suspect that this is where it is, then it's very easy utility cleanup, and again making space for the rest of the team to get in onto site. I think that's where Reach's value has been so potent here on Ascent. We saw a little bit on Bind, but here in particular, it's doing so much to create that space. It's what you want from your duelist. Make the space on site so your team can funnel in behind you, get that spike down, and get those post plants going.
Look at Reach up towards mid. Already gained all of that space, playing just outside of that market area. Crept up through the arches. Nobody holding that one, although there is some utility out towards market, so should the Phoenix push up,
Standing ahead.
we'll get spotted. Paint shells go through. Spike bringing up the rear as well. Turret goes down. Gravity Well's going to be traded out. Back and forth out towards heaven, pushing everybody away. Another star queued up, but through the smoke, Say will fall. Dynamic to find the first. It's Shen there to trade it back, but we go back and forth until finally Brimstone Gaming start to pull away. They leave it all up to Pix once more. Picks up the first, is sprayed out for the second, not able to find it. It's Dynamics with the 3K on the round. Brimstone Gaming find the bonus and push Insight back to another eco round.
I mean, you say bonus, but they actually had a couple of rifles in that round anyway. They forced up a little bit, and again, that's that high risk, high reward position, and well, they risked it for the biscuit, and that's what they got at the end. They went out that round, and their economy is looking so good going forward. They didn't even need to invest to run it back. They're so close to the showstopper as well, and with Insight down onto sheriffs across the board, except for Dinks, who hasn't bought up this round, which makes me wonder if we're looking at a potential 5th round operator.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness, the firing squad between a Fletcher and a Dynamic. And Dynamic actually didn't even use a weapon. It was the Boombot that found a kill there. And again, it is just the anti-eco, so Insight, we're just hoping to do some damage, but it really feels like unable to do so. Brimstone has just been, I mean, full steam ahead, finding these frags nice and early. And then like I said, we see the back and forth, but Brimstone always find a way to pull out ahead in those trades. That's exactly why they are up 4-0 in rounds, and a flawless one to boot. Now we go into round 5, and if Insight was ever going to try and get on the board, this would be the round to do it.
Yeah, it was something that you mentioned a little bit earlier in the previous series, but when you get to round 5, it's very often where you tend to see that momentum shift, and there's that operator that I was talking about a little bit earlier on. So we are going to see that coming out here to try and shut down some sight lines. Now, that being said, Brimstone's composition does not favor shutting down operators very much. They're going to need to be playing corners a little bit more than they had been previously, but with Dinks holding mid here, might not really get a ton of value, as Brimstone they've divided themselves right across the map, kind of polarized themselves a little bit. Now, if a rotation does start to come through, they'll be in danger unless they opt to move all the way through the spawn and kind of circumvent mid entirely.
A good way to get some momentum is a first kill on the round, nice and early. That the Killjoy utility taken away. No lockdown available to try and secure a site. And I really enjoy thus far Brimstone's ability to just continue to adapt around the map and the set plays that they've had thus far. Like we saw earlier, playing for mid. So the operator goes out towards mid and it finally gets some value, but only because Dynamics caught on the rotate there, trying to link up with the team. Now Reach finally going to use that run it back here. 5 rounds in, then hanging on to it for a couple. Say tosses out the paint shells, is going to slow a push down for a second. The Spike now spotted. The Spike now taken down, and Insight have found their way back in. Reach when undetected and unkilled inside the run it back, so still has the armor that he needs. No way, Reach, not like this. Gonna peek the operators. The shot goes wide. Blaze wall goes up. Spike yet to be picked up. As a bit of damage going to be traded out. And now running out of time is Picks to close things out. Reach almost gets it done, but at the end of the day, it's just a bit of damage as Insight hop on the board with their first round win.
I spoke about moving through the attacker's spawn to circumvent mid, and the majority of Brimstone actually do that, save for Dynamic, who of course is trying to create a little bit of a pincer by moving through mid, but there you go, there it is right in front of you. Didn't realize that the operator was going to be holding up in mid. Not even sure if they knew that there was an operator on the board at that point, so unfortunately gets shut down there, and at that point Brimstone realized it's going to be very difficult to reverse, because what can so very often happen is the Jet will then push deep into mid and hold the entryway into B main. So Brimstone kind of think to themselves, well, we're kind of stuck on this ingress, and Insight, realizing that, shut down that B site entirely. But Brimstone, yes, they use that run it back, but they've managed to hold on to 4 more ultimates, so if there was a moment for them to start swinging things back in their favor, this would definitely be it, as Insight only really have the Hunter's Fury available, and Brimstone have just everything they could possibly hope for.
Yeah, but name a better duo than Brimstone Gaming and hanging on to ultimates. Hopefully, because they're on the attacking side, they will opt into using them. We've already seen that run it back. No way. What a Hunter's Fury here by Pix. Able to find the tag only onto one. Trying to delay the push. It does so for a bit. And again, it's one member on low HP on the side of Brimstone Gaming. Lockdown comes through. Hunter's Fury going to be traded. Outreach, able to find it with the hot hands. Platinum coming out on top this time around. Finding a kill and a tag. So one upping Pix from earlier in the round, as 3 remain here on the retake for Insight. Dynamic holding a close angle. Shots through the wall. Gonna find a damage. They'll find a kill onto Reach. Babu's able to find another now. Platinum down to the odds have been even, but the showstopper gonna be used. Sent on through, and there are the kills. It's Fletcher and Dynamic to do it again. Dinks with just the operator. There's a couple of updrafts to work with, but stuck in this logs position. Might just go down on the sword here. Or on his shield. Can he find a couple of exit frags on the way out? Dynamic gonna bunny hop his way on through. One more kill to find that tailwind to get away. Fletcher spotted out, not taking down the shot. Not gonna land there onto Strafe as the operator stripped away. And Brimstone pick up another.
Now, the question here, because that was an exceptionally expensive round from Brimstone, and I purely mean that because they used every single ultimate they have available. So the question is, was it worth it to win the round and get the operator off the board? Because very likely at a certain point, they would have been able to win out the round without investing all of those ultimates. A big example, I think, was the Showstopper, which I felt was a massive overinvestment in that round. But they do manage to win it out, and as I mentioned, take the off the board and really, really put a dent in... Oh my god, the drone fist! Oh, that's huge!
The drone spotted, but didn't see. That was very strange. They should have seen it on the mini-map that the Raze was pushing up, at the very least a question mark. Should have been there, but not going to be the case. As Say sneaks away with a kill, one that he should not have found. It is a 1-for-1 trade though overall, but the blades are online from Dink, so Insight still have a way to try and secure this round. And I wonder, no, Sage is going to hold on to the Judge. I thought maybe toss it over to a healthier teammate as the spike goes down. Couple of members lower on HP on the side of Brimstone Gaming, but they've got the superior arsenal. Platinum checks the flank, not going to find anything there. The stars to go down. Surely the Nebula smokes here soon as all 6 shots expended in the Sheriff. The blades go up top. Strafe going to be traded out. Dinks finds another. They're looking to make this one hurt. At the very least, it's all up to Fletcher, but can't do it. Insight have found a way to get it done, and I believe in thrifty fashion.
Yep, that was a thrifty round if ever I did see one. All they invested into that was the Bladestorm, and that Bladestorm got crazy value. I'm super impressed with the way that Dinks played that. And here it is, we're going to see the entire Bladestorm replayed. So despite hearing the updrops, unable to actually spot out where he is for the first kill. And unfortunately, Platinum gets a little distracted, isn't really sure where to look. And the follow-up from Babu into Hell, beautiful stuff. And unfortunately, despite a very, very expensive round, 2 rounds back, Insight are going to be able to buy up again and still have an operator online, plus 3 of their ultimates. So, again, I asked the question, was it worth it? Brimstone haven't got really anything coming into this round except for, okay, well, rifles, which is pretty powerful, but no ultimates apart from the run it back.
And so what actually happened in that play was Say sacrificed himself, jumped down with the Judge, and it caught the attention of that Killjoy and Strafe, so that way Dinks was able to go up top. As Reach finds 1 kill with the run it back, does get sent back, so loses the armor, but a favorable trade, 50 armor for a full kill to kick things off for Brimstone Gaming. I believe a Showstopper is what found the kill on the Phoenix. Just a bit too late, unfortunately. That spike hovers back over towards that ace side. A 4-point stance from Insight with the 4 remaining.
If it was a Showstopper, then again, very, very expensive. I like seeing that Brimstone have completely circumvented A, or rather B site. They're not going anywhere near that operator, so they're going to push quite heavily and aggressively onto this a site kind of Astra
30
v
seconds
Astra in
left.
terms of utility, but for the moment, Brimstone seems to be finding their way onto the site.
And Dynamic needs to be careful. Low HP tosses out the paint shells. And a lockdown used in response, so looking for the retake as shock darts go through, don't actually find it through the box. The lockdown gonna get stuck, and there's 2 players detained here. Able to even the odds as one is underneath Heaven. Dynamic on low HP out towards Wine, able to get some value there. And once more, it's the operator that stands tall again from Insight, but looking to save here. Is that a possibility? More damage through the wall. Dinks down to 35. Is going to hang out as that spike ticks down. Try and keep anybody on the site. Make sure nobody sneaks away out towards tree or out towards the defender-sided spawn. But everybody will survive the explosion. The dash may have been heard, and Dynamic is here to reap the benefits. The operator stolen away with 14 HP. Dynamic does so much for Brimstone in that round win.
Another phenomenal round from Brimstone. Again, I love the way that they use their utility to create space. This is something that some teams really kind of struggle with, especially when they have that more mechanically inclined mentality. And so you don't see them really use that utility to pivot themselves onto site. Brimstone are doing a fantastic job of making sure that they are actually doing that. Whether it's flashes or the Astra utility like we saw in the previous round, they're making space for themselves to get in onto site. And Insight had to use a couple of their ultimates in that last round and still didn't really come up to anything. So we got Cosmic Divide versus Lockdown. Astra versus the world. Damn!
Babu! And that is... Nothing feeds your ego. Oh, okay, unfortunately, the ego has since been extinguished there. Inks finds one with the classic, and what is happening? Brimstone Gaming just running into the firing squad. Insight steal that away, and it was all off the back end of Babu, who was tagged out by the dart, mind you. So gets completely revealed and still challenges, I believe, Reach to kick off the round. Finds a one-tap. Then challenges Fletcher. Finds a one-tap, then eventually falls. I mean, oh my god, we get to see it again here. Fletcher swings on another one-tap, and they knew where Babu was. Nothing skyrockets your ego than a play like that, so Babu's got to be feeling good off that one.
The other crazy thing to note is they only had like 2 rifles in that round. It wasn't a full save, but it wasn't a full buy, and one of the few people that actually had a rifle in that round manages to do so much to secure the round. But here you go, Brimstone. Very early lockdown off the back of a beautiful opening pick, and they should get very early and quite decisive control of the B side.
Yeah, Reach has really been a staple for this squad, finding those early frags and creating a whole lot of space now on the Phoenix. The flank come through. Alarm bot going to alert. Brimstone Gaming squad. Shots gonna go wide though. Say comes out on top. No damage traded for Dynamic. Wish he could have that one back as the rest of the players are corralled on the site. Hunter Shiri out towards B main. Gonna stop a push, looking to find something. The Judge up close, not gonna find much as Dinks gets traded back. Say now pushing onto the side Inside, trying to find a way to get this one done as Platinum picks up one with the shock dart, tosses out another, needs to work around the Cosmic Divide, needs to push through. No, it goes down. The defuse has been unstuck as Say finds a fourth there. The showstopper just around the corner, as is a round win. Now 6-4 as Inside battle back to try and keep an even half.
The terrifying thing about that Cosmic Divide is, of course, you can't hear when someone's going for the defuse, which is exactly why Insight opt to use it and opt to put it directly in front of that boathouse. The defuse starts to come through, and last player, Platinum, has no idea that it's happening. He is, of course, aware that it probably is, so starts to panic, running around, trying to find a point to move out, and gets shut down. And Brimstone forced down onto the safe. They're one rifle online, and an attacking Marshall going to be coming up once again against this operator. Going to be very difficult to try to find some value off of that.
Yeah, really nice recon dart there, though. As well, it didn't really amount to a whole lot. Platinum, with the only weapon, able to find one, will eventually fall now.
Woo!
Strafe trying to battle back. Will reload the Sheriff. Looks to swing on through the 5-hole. That operator shot goes, but the frenzy Just the run down there by Dinks brings us 6-5, and even half still on the board for Insight. But like you pointed out, the economy wasn't great in the last round for Brimstone Gaming. Now it is. So it's the best you could get going into the last round of the half. And we'll see if Brimstone Gaming get the best they can get.
Well, this is the thing, because we had kind of noted how they were much better on their attacking half on Bind, and they were kind of nowhere on the planet on their defensive half. So if we do see a repeat of that here, then Insight could run away once we swap sides. Of course, we don't actually know that that is how it's going to pan out, but, you know, following trends and all that good stuff. And with a couple of ultimates, oh, that's beautiful. They actually push Dinks off of his position.
Cosmic Divide. Running back use. Reach not going to find anything just yet. Picks. Will send it back in all of the chaos. Dinks is able to find a kill. Strafe able to get one back. The Blades online though. Showstopper going to go wide, but Strafe is there to close it out. A Showstopper in response. The blast pack not enough to keep the team away from Babu. Now Reach has to get it done and is not able, say, to close things out. The Showstopper doesn't find value. The rifle does. We go into the swap. 6-6 here, Sam. It's anybody's game.
It's incredible how much closer this game, or this half, has been than what we'd seen over on Bind a little bit earlier on. Especially, I think, in terms of the Operator. The Operator on Bind got very, very little value. Very few kills. And I would say it didn't work as a terribly good deterrent. Mostly because there were so few rounds that it actually came out. Here on Ascent, however, it's come out for quite a few rounds just in this half and got a lot of value as well, whether it was getting those kills or just kind of shutting down ingress through the threat of an Operator. It's done so much, but of course now with Insight on their attacking half, not too sure if we'll see that Operator come out once again, and we want to see like a repeat of what we'd seen on Bind, because again, Bind was Insight's, the attacking half was much stronger than what we saw on their defense. And now with this double duelist composition, we might see something a lot stronger.
Yeah, a lot of utility expended here at the beginning. The hot hands on the pistol round can not only be huge in terms of being able to top yourself off as the Phoenix player, but also stop a push or a plant. So expended early with a minute left on the clock. Insight looking to assume the B site. Jumping right clicks from Pix. And once more, the Sobas go right back at it. Strafe gonna go unchecked for a second and able to find one. But it's traded right back. So with an early kill and a trade, Brimstone Gaming down a member, but only for a moment as Reach finds his way back into the round. As all three work together. A long flank actually coming out here from Pix, but low on HP, is going to get spotted. And with a knife out, unfortunately, can't take that fight. A knife to a gunfight swings the way of Dynamic. But back and forth, here we go. The pistol round, it's as even as it gets now. Finally, going to be down to Dynamic here to try and clutch it out in a 1v1 situation. Still very healthy and paint shells to work with. Unfortunately for Dynamic, running out of time. Needs to look to make a play, clearing the corners, pushing up towards the spike, and shot in the rear as Dinks will find the headshot, pop the grape, and push Insight to their first lead.
Well, the timing on that was so good. Insight had such good post plants there, and that's quite impressive given that it was a pistol round. They managed to get onto the site fairly quickly and explosively, clean out the very few defenses that were on that B side. And of course, Shen does so much here. There's no players from Brimstone kind of swinging on one another to try and win out those 1v1s. So Shen is able to win them out fairly easily, and the last player left alive in that 1v1 scenario needs to go for the defuse, and that immediately puts them in an unadvantageous position. Now, what is really interesting here again is Brimstone opting to buy two shorties, the kind of budget Bucky, not even a budget judge. It's like the lowest of the low in terms of shotguns, but it can be absolutely devastating at that close range. They're going to be trying to hold some of those close angles, as Insight, again, playing this really slow and steady, looking to get a little bit of this control in mid, see if they can push through, probably market towards B, as that's where the spike seems to be headed.
Yeah.
And I like the pickups in terms of the Bulldogs making their way into this round, looking to make that bonus a bit stronger. Oh. Drone queued up. Shorty running him down. Straight's able to find the first. Backs away for the reload as well. So if you want to try and get your way onto the B site, you got to go through Strafe and will say, does I accept your challenge? And I will do just that. So a 1-for-1. Unfortunately for Insight, they took a lot of damage in doing so. So the Classics seeming like a whole lot more as the 3-ping comes through. Say looking to push onto the site. They're running gun with the Spectre. Able to chip away. Platinum down to 70 health as they look to get the spike planted. They're not able to find anything just yet. Finally, that spike goes down. Reach able to top himself off. The weapons have been retrieved and the health bars are incredibly low. Brimstone looking to find a thrifty victory in the anti-eco as a Shorty. Coming up clutch there for Dynamic. The shot's going to go wide there. Everybody just gets slaughtered on the B side, and Brimstone Gaming tie us up again.
Now, that was a great kind of anti-eco pistol type round from Brimstone. I think that first Shorty kill, like I mentioned, not a super powerful. I mean, it's classified as a pistol as much as it is a little bit of a shotgun, sawed off or whatever. But in those really close range encounters, it can get so much value. And then, of course, after getting this kill, is able to feed the information to the rest of the team that this is where that's going to be coming from. And you see Dynamic actually get 2 kills with the Shorty at the end there. So a lot of crazy spray damage on some low HP targets. It really does come up so big there. You don't expect the Shorty to do that much. And now with Insight back down onto a complete save. Brimstone with like a wonky bonus, because with the economy changes, with a few of them dying in the previous round, they're not all able to buy up here. But at least they have a couple rifles to just add that little bit of firepower and cement their defense.
And you can't really do the same thing on attack in terms of picking up the Shorty, because you don't just get to play in the really tight angles like we just saw. You have to take the fight to Brimstone, and they can just keep it long range, or as long as it can get. We'll see. I believe it was a couple of Sheriffs purchased up, maybe a Ghost there. Grabwell comes through. Paint shells gonna follow off the back end, but picks up close. Able to find that first with the Sheriff, punishing the aggressive push. Unable to find the gun, but a Cloudburst. An aggressive push of their own. Dinks is able to retrieve the Spectre. So now having a weapon in hand might be a reverse thrifty, swinging the way of Insight. They still have 4 players to worry about. And obviously with that clock ticking and the spike not planted, it is not on Insight's side.
Still a little bit of time to work with. And of course, having that numbers advantage does so much. But Strafe with Turret doing so much to just try to block out this ingress onto site. A big reveal comes through, and the follow-up is good.
It's the rifle here. It's not a Spectre. It's not a Bulldog. It's a Phantom that's starting to do the damage. Speaking of Bulldogs, Platinum's able to take a bite out of Babu, cutting it down to just 2 players left on Inside as they look to swing on through. Picks not finding much. Dinks with the running gun. Able to find a kill there on the way out, but with 6 seconds, and 23 health. Not enough time, not enough resources to find a round win. Brimstone, they battle back after a thrifty round, a bonus round, and they have since reclaimed a lead here in the second half.
I think it's also important to note that this was Brimstone's map pick. You know, the other one, the previous map was Insights, and we said how Brimstone looked incredibly shaky on their defense. Here, on Brimstone's own map pick, it's a lot closer. It's a lot more back and forth. But Brimstone have a much stronger defensive half than what we'd seen on Bind. And now we're actually going to be seeing the operator coming out from Brimstone. It is going to be in the hands of Dynamic. Oh no, oopsie. Okay, nobody saw. We saw nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, our observers are way too good to miss something like that. So picks kind of put on blast there. And like you said, the operator into the hands of Dynamic and not spotted out just yet. So hold an aggressive angle out towards A, making sure anybody wants to swing that A main area, they will be punished. With them assuming a body shot as a tag out onto one. Paint Shell's looking to push away. Leave a Grabwell used as well. So Fletcher actually going to be vulnerable in this. Looking to shoot through the Cloudburst. Not able to find that kill. The Vandal going to come out on top for picks. The operator now has been revealed. The first shot goes wide. Brimstone down a player here as the spike gets planted. Lockdown's available. We could see them dueling. The first one comes through. That one of Brimstone Gaming. Strafe going to get it down, and the kills to follow. They try and battle back the lockdown of their own. But I don't know how much it matters. It's all up to Shen here. In a 1v4 situation, that lockdown not in a great spot. The Nano Swarm to be taken down. Nobody detained just yet, but the site to be sieged as Platinum pushes on. They know exactly where the Killjoy is playing. The turret goes down. The tap comes through. It's all three members waiting on the other side of a blaze wall in another round, the way of Brimstone Gaming.
Brimstone actually play that very, very well. I was quite concerned because we actually see Dynamic get pushed off of his perch with the operator. And at that point, usually what happens is your defense starts to fall apart a little bit. But the rest of Brimstone Gaming do really well to kind of back him up a little bit and create those crossfires so that he can get out of danger. And Insight, who think, okay, we've moved the operator off of its perch, we can now push in. They're just kind of running straight into those crossfires. So a really good defense there from Brimstone to shut it down. And of course, they've managed to hold on to the operator, and they still full buy in. If they win this round, they're on double digits. Insight going to start the round with the Blade Storm and try to delay that double digit as much as possible.
And Insight are up a map here, so at the end of the day, if Brimstone sneak this one away, no harm, no foul, but you would obviously love to not have to continue to play complete best of 3 series. So Blades online or Insight. We'll see what Dinks can get done with those. Has been pretty good. Obviously on the defensive end, we've seen some solid plays. We also saw quite a few on Bind. Now here on Ascent, we'll see what kind of tech they have cooked up. That spike's still down in the spawn, though. So not necessarily down. It's in Shen's hands, but it's still way down there. As all 5 are now queued up. Push into the tree room. They toss out some utility like we saw in the last round, but instead, they changed their sights. They set them on B. And it's right where Strafe is with waiting arms, awaiting Phantom. The crossfire is there. As 2 remain, Pix looks to back away. The split out towards B main is now the only one remaining in. Boo! And unfortunately for you, means a flawless round for Brimstone Gaming. Double digits. They're now only 3 away from closing this one out.
Oh, this is looking quite scary for Insight. This attacking half just has not been to the same caliber as what we saw on Bind a little bit earlier on. And much like what we'd seen previously, have held on to a few ultimates for quite some time. Now, of course, they wouldn't have invested in the previous round because that was an eco round. But here, they need to start closing that gap again. They're on a 4-round loss streak. And we kind of talk about how the 5th round tends to be a momentum shifting round. Well, now is the time with 3 ultimates available to you, including, of course, the Hunter's Fury, which is great for trying to stop pushes or to stop defuses. If they can get onto site, get that spike down, and pull out the Hunter's Fury. But at the moment, they're being once again so hesitant to actually push in onto either one of the sites. Oh, okay. I was gonna say this is a decided lack of aggression, but all right, that works.
Right here.
And this time we saw a bit of defensive aggression, right? That position kind of conceded for the most part.
Spike down mid.
And, well, some reverse aggression there from Dynamic with the operator, able to find that first kill. This time the first shot rings and it lands true onto the able body of Shen, who's been having a rough game, unfortunately. Now taken off the board, so a lot of utility, a lot of post-plant power gone for the side of Insight, as they do still have a few ultimates to work with. Alwadron gonna get the information. One spotted. Hunter's Fury sent out as well, and Platinum able to sneak away from it. Strafe undetected as well, so I'm not too sure if they know that are 2 on the site. At the very least, they know the Sova is here. Showstopper used, looking to get tossed out. That should land good. No, only a bit of damage, and Platinum still comes out with the kill. Strafe still undetected. Reach with the run it back. Will finally run out of time, but it doesn't matter. Insight running out of time. They're running out of players, and they're running out of rounds as Brimstone find their 11.
Oh, that was super unfortunate and so expensive. Insight invested so much into that, and they still just cannot come out on top. I think, again, it really comes down to that utility usage, and a great example is the Gravity Well to try to shut down that Showstopper. And the Showstopper, I actually, much like you, I thought that it was going to connect onto Platinum and get the kill, but it must have been a little bit too far back into the back of the boathouse. Does a little bit of splash, but not enough to clean it up. And Insight, on an eco round, means that they will likely lose this one, which will put Brimstone on match point. This is such a pivotal round, and they have literally nothing to work with. They don't have guns, they don't have ultimates. They're coming into this dry, but they somehow need to make a miracle happen.
This is where you'd like to have that Blade Storm online. Unfortunately, like you said, they don't really have anything. It's just upgraded pistols for some. Saw a Sheriff in the hands of what looked like a Spectre to be bought out by Shen. And this game feeling a whole lot like a Killjoy diff for the most part. Strafe having a really solid game in terms of utility usage. Obviously, the kills there and just being at the right place at the right time. Just like that, finding heaps of damage on Shen, who is tagged up, pushing onto the site. Now Hunter Shuri comes through and finds a kill. It stops the plant as well. So in all of the chaos, another kill to follow. Dinks goes down. They will finally get the spike plant, but the 3 remaining have to do something huge. They're corralled on the site, and it looks like they want to take the fight to stairs. Looking to push up here and try and go aggressive. No, they back away. They look to disperse. Now the power in numbers, the strength in numbers for Brimstone still ring true. Platinum to find a third. It's reach for the 4th on the round. Plick's able to get 1, but how much more are you good for, buddy?
No.
Strength comes around, and there it is again. The Killjoy diff as Brimstone pushed to map point.
Oh, the knife kill as well. Oh, what that you hate to see it. But this is really exciting stuff because we're on match point, and bearing in mind, Insight did win that first map, so if Brimstone managed to clutch out this last round, we're staring down the barrel of a 3rd map. But Insight not out of it just yet. Yes, it is match point, but they'll should be able to buy up to rifles this round. There it is, full buying into this. Relatively close to ultimates, but not gonna have them online for this round. So again, it's just that raw firepower to get something done, and Brimstone have the Killjoy ultimate to force an attack off of sight if they need to, and then of course the showstopper to deny ingress as well. Looking like it could be a 13-7 here.
It is looking that way. We need to see some Brimstone Gaming level heroics coming out from Insight to get their way back into this and take us into overtime. Say to find the first, Shen right behind to find the next, but Dynamics through the cloud burst, through the wall, able to find one back. Picks, gonna steal it back, so it's still a 2-player lead, but Dynamics still going to work. The operator finding the shots that it needs this time around. It's a 3v2, but 1 player playing far off the site. Odin from Platinum spraying down, finds Dinks. Things now even. Here comes a showstopper. Nobody spotted. It's only up to the showstopper here as Shen closes it out with a 3K. And Insight hang on.
Insight, make me eat my words. Good stuff there. A nice early pick. I think Brimstone get a little bit overconfident in that final, or what they assume to be the final round. Interesting to note that Platinum decided to, pull out the Odin, especially so late into the map. It's something that we often see the Sova pull out, especially on Ascent and of course, Haven from time to time. But very strange to see it come out this late in the game. We'll see if it can net a little bit more value here on this B site. Oh no, look at them pushing in here.
You should run.
Platinum with the Odin again here, looking to make this one hurt. Lockdown used, angle being held as the Boombot. Not gonna find too much there.
No.
Platinum trying to
Platinum?
go aggressive. Not able to find that kill. Running and gunning. Nobody detained, but it means everybody off the site is safe. Tries to play out towards logs. That market door will be shut or will be taken down. So still a few avenues of approach for this Brimstone Gaming squad. As the spike gets planted, let's see what Strafe can get done. Peeking out of the nebula smoke, able to find one, looking for some more. We're going to be answered right back. 2 for 2 we go in the most recent exchange. Now it's all up to Reach. He's been good for a multi-kill before. He's going to give up his position. Look to back away, and with a handful of credits to work with here, I would imagine there's no reason to not go for the 1v3 content play, but instead, he's just going to wait for that spike to tick down and look for exits.
Platinum plays that so weirdly to me, purely because, once the lockdown comes down, you can spray through the wall and destroy the lockdown, but instead he pushes up really aggressively into B main, or not into B main itself, but, where the switch is, and then, I don't know, he, he's in the Killjoy ult for so long, realizes he can't get out, and then just runs straight into where Inside Gaming are pushing in. It was a really strange play there. It didn't work out at all, as we noticed. Didn't manage to get even a single kill. And yeah, they've just been allowing Insight to continue clawing their way back into this one. We even see here Dinks is not going to be buying up a rifle. Okay, first and foremost, isn't able to, but also has the Bladestorm online, so going to be popping that one to try and get some value out of that. We'll see if Platinum can do something more on the Odin this time around, because that last round was really weird.
Yeah, and it seems like Insight seemed to have figured out, quite possibly, a weakness here in the armor. Reach gonna find the first, though, so making a hurt. Shen is able to trade one back. Blades online for Dinks, able to find the first kill. Spray through the box with the Oda. Now getting run down, but Pix is there. Looky here, says Dinks, as Asova hops on the site, secures the kill, and a Cosmic Divide. Gonna keep the two remaining from Brimstone and Gaming backed away for now. A 4v2 situation. The ultimates online here in that Cosmic Divide. Still a thorn in the side. Will finally fall once more. 2v4 situation this time around. So 2 players ahead are Insight. It looks like Brimstone Gaming looking to just play for exit.
Yeah, Brimstone have been playing this defense very weirdly over the last couple of rounds. I mean, I'd been really complimenting them on how well they'd been doing throughout the entirety of the second half, but now they've started to make some really strange plays, some really weird decisions overall, and Insight have been doing exceptionally well, I'll be honest, to take advantage of that. Well, I wonder if Fletcher's even going to be able to save up the operator, and that's going to be even more difficult because, like, are they going to have funds coming into the next round to rebuy that operator? Like, it's just been so strange, and Insight have managed to pull themselves up to 10 points here. A great resurgence overall, and it looks like, no, we're not going to have that operator back online. So, yeah, 2 very, very strange rounds from Brimstone puts them in an inimeal, is that a word? Inimeal position, where they can't get the weapon that's been netting them really fantastic results. They do have 3 ultimates online, so they can, again, kind of shut down a site, whether it's using the Killjoy ultimate to push people off, or to, we've actually seen them use the Cosmic Divide to fantastic effect as well. We'll see if they can actually clutch out this last round, but I don't know, if they keep making these weird decisions, Inside is just going to take advantage of it.
And, you know, I don't know how much, I guess, inside the comms there is to discuss, but in both of these games so far, we haven't seen a single timeout called outside of that tech that we thought we had earlier in it. So the Cloudburst gonna keep Fletcher at bay inside the tree room. The A site going to be receiving a handful of the Insight members. 2 still playing off out towards tree, out towards cat. As that wall goes down, the spike is planted. As that door goes down, excuse me. Spike's planted in the Owl drone, looking for some information. Run it back, use curveball. Gonna be peeked away. Nice gravity well to keep him at bay, but Platinum still finds one. This time with the Ares through the wall. Reach is able to grab another one back, and at what cost? Absolutely nothing. Finally, Pix gonna hop on the board as that lockdown gets through. Babu was looking for the spray down. Pix needs to stay alive, but unable to do so. And in 13-10 fashion, Brimstone will tie us up and take us to map 3.
One of those moments where the map ends and I just feel like I have questions.